The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Hey everybody, welcome to Friday. I know we don't have any lovely music. We don't have normal intros. I'm channel dad, Brian Late, also known as Brain Muffin the Lifted Nerd, although I don't lift very much anymore because I'm lazy. But I'm your substitute host, at least until the Appalachian arrives. Let's see, which way are you? You are actually to my right on the screen. This is my right arm, I think. Let me check with my wife.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is the author, Mr. David Applegate. Say howdy.
Say hi. Hi.
All right, there we go. Yeah, you lagged out. I don't know if it's just me or what's going on. I actually think I was having some problems downloading something. In part, that's why I got here barely on time. Actually, probably a minute late. Because then I had to reboot my computer and let the dogs out and some other stuff. It kept failing, and I don't know why, but I'll look into that later. So if I suddenly glitch out, we'll know that my router's being funny. I didn't restart it though, so I'm gonna take a look at it maybe. But anyway, we would love to say we have an action-packed show for you tonight, but I don't know what we've got because wasn't on time, so we didn't get to discuss what we wanted to talk about. But we do have all kinds of crazy topics. We supposedly there's indictments going out to everybody under the sun. We have Trump seems to be all over the map on what he wants to do. He's in some state, I guess it's state. Somebody's taking him to court over his tariffs, and because he seems to be using tariffs more as a political tool than as a taxing tool, and leveling the ground. He seems to kind of, he chats up India, then stabs them in the back, and now you've got India and China and Russia now seem to be buddies again. When months ago, the BRICS was dead. Now it seems to be back. I mean, come on, what the heck's going on?
Yeah,
Brazil's not in there, but it's
okay.
Russia, India, and China are all there.
Okay,
and then we also have
we were supposed to have
Disney wanting us. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Well, I'll address the Trump issue. Tariffs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They were up until the 1970s. Absolutely, they were a no-no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tariffs were ruled out as revenue, I think, for a long time, right?
Well, they replaced tariffs with the income tax.
Yeah.
That was the scam.
But the free traders in the 1970s, you had people wanting to basically free trade with Europe. There are glorious allies, and the problem is for a long time, Europe, Canada, and many of our trading partners have had tariffs on the United States and other countries. Now, India, I believe, actually didn't call them tariffs. They were called a foreign consumption tax, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they called them tariffs.
Yeah. Well, what's the difference other than the name? Arose by any other name, right?
basically in India, all but a name is still a tax. Absolutely. Right. Don't care what you call it. But the left are complaining that we stabbed India in the back. Bro, they stabbed us in the back, okay? They made a secret deal with Russia to third-party supply arms, buy their fuel, pay them with arms, pay them with resources, and trade them through third parties through Tibet. And as well as that, China and Iran would also be sanction busting through front companies in Tibet, Nepal, etc. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They set up a ring, what they called the BRICS Ring of Steel. Okay, neutral third-party countries that would allow Chinese ships to be reflagged, rebranded, repainted. You know, you see them, right? They come in red, they leave the port yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And they have Liberian flags, etc. I mean, the US did this too, so I'm totally aware of what they did. Everybody's done it. Okay. Basically, they go into the Indian ships have been for years have been going to Africa, rebranding, repainting, and then going for another, and then basically, So Indian ships go, there's like 6 ports around the world where ships go, they unload, they leave, right? Dubai, Madagascar, parts of, there's a port in Pakistan. I think there's also there's a few of them. Dubai is the biggest, okay? Ships go, unload containers, and leave. Those goods are never leaving those docks except on another outbound ship, okay? Dubai almost nothing compared to the amount of trade that goes through their ports. Most of it is sanction busting.
All right. Papa Smurf is here.
What up?
What up?
How are you guys doing?
We're on our 8th topic already. What do you want?
Do what?
Nothing. We're talking about international trade.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
India's been basically, India has been stabbing you in the back for decades with sanction busting. And Modi, the other day...
But it's Friday, so let's party.
Yeah. So
you got an empty house there?
Appalachian?
No.
Yeah.
They're the kids are in bed and
oh wow.
Yeah. And Modi came out, and Modi's been supporting Russia, basically. I mean,
oh yeah.
He came out, he was standing right beside Xi and Putin talking about a new world order. So come on. What more do you need? What more do you need? Okay? The man is quite blunt when he said that he wants to put India first, okay? That he's only interested in exports, that he's not interested in Trump's trade deals. He doesn't want free, BRICS is a hypocrisy. They go around talking about free and fair trade, but then they also have basically huge tariffs on anything US. So Trump is using the only levers of power he has without Congress. And this is the problem. The left keep trying to drag presidential power down when it's Republicans in power and elevating it when they're in power. They keep seesawing their standards on presidential power.
That's because they're liberals and they're turd monkeys.
You mean hypocrites, but yes.
Tomato.
But basically, Trump is sending announced the National Guard to Baltimore today.
Baltimore?
Yesterday.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
Today. This morning.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh,
good.
All right, okay.
Dude, that is well deserved.
Well, he announced that Baltimore is... Well, actually, it's between Baltimore and Chicago, and Baltimore saying, please.
I heard about Chicago, but I didn't hear about Baltimore. That's
No,
good.
it's-
That's good. We just got back there and it was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I back in the day, I remember good Baltimore, but now it's bad Baltimore. So
Well, it's simple. Whites just you gotta address the issue. Whites since the 60s have been having less kids, and the US government has been offsetting this by importing more and more people. But
Yep.
as Elon Musk pointed out, since mass migration started, crime has spiked.
big time.
Because in order to facilitate so much migration, they took away the checks and balances in the migrant screening process. And the problem is, in order to have a big bureaucracy, they've put on this Song and Dance Act, right? Where some migrants will be selected and put through the rigorous progress, while the rest are funneled through side channels and flown directly to parts of the United States and just basically put in the government housing.
Yeah.
And Baltimore's one of those places where nearly 1 million migrants have been dumped on Baltimore, basically, according to some figures. Basically, Baltimore ain't Baltimore anymore.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible. Well, I'm glad there's going to be like some help.
Yeah. But a lot of people miss. Trump sent 10 F-35s to Puerto Rico to help them with their drug interdictions.
Because that's what they need.
What? Drug interdictions?
No, more planes and stuff and help. Hey,
Yeah.
Tommy, the Guinea Pig Collective, what is up? He said, Groody.
Hey, Tommy.
What up, yo?
What's up? Well,
It's like that, huh?
well, I forget what was the last thing you said, Lake, about tariffs? That basically they don't have the right, which is like,
Well, there's people suing. I don't know. I forget.
suing
who's suing Trump. I don't know if it's an AG or I forget who. It's someone
Yeah.
a Democratic operative, but the claim essentially is that he's using them for political, not for revenue, and they're geared for revenue. And if he were to get a bad precedent set, then because the president does have the power to put tariffs, but they're supposed to be about revenue collection.
What
and usually
about
it's for fair trade, right? We're more expensive for something than someone else, so we put a tariff on there to level the playing field.
Yeah, this is the problem. The left in one hand talk about a fair playing field, and in the other hand, they're all about the competition. Oh, you just can't stand the competition. The competition! They talk about level playing fields and get rid of special programs, but hey, wait a minute. Didn't Obama have sanctions? Isn't sanctions just tariffs with a new name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, the Democrats are in a civil war over this, and people don't want to admit it. But yes, parts of the Democrat Party are complaining about free trade. Others are complaining about tax and how it's affecting the poor. But what most people don't realize is the Democrat Party is trying to pull itself back together because Kamala Harris bankrupted them. They held a fundraiser last week. Did anybody notice? Or did anybody care? Nobody showed up at Kamala Harris's fundraiser. So the DNC had to kick in $20 million or face punitive action by the FCC, by the Federal Election Commission, because political parties aren't supposed to go in the debt, right? They're not supposed to borrow money and go in the debt. And they're supposed to account for everything. And Kamala Harris had misled the DNC and has not been punished for this by misleading them on her expenses and then filing a huge amount of expenses at the last minute, which was, you know what she did? She bought celebrities. Clooney, 15 million. How many millions did she spend on celebrities? So the party who wants to lecture you about taxes and fair share, they're going to go out and spend tax-free money to celebrities.
Yeah. Well, they always want something for free, just like Oprah and her $1 mansion. So,
I absolutely hate that woman. She has been given every privilege she was the first DEI hire at right, Black Chicago. Because of the demographic shift in Chicago, and that's because of mass migration combined with a declining birth rate. But there wouldn't be a declining birth rate if it wasn't for abortion on demand. And then liberals claim that Republicans won't pay enough to have babies. It's like, you want to be paid to do... You want to be paid, but you don't want to do the work, right? You want free healthcare, you want free housing, you want free nappies, you want free tampons, you want free everything, but you want what do you offer?
Yeah, nobody wants to put the effort in for it either. No.
If something goes wrong, they just say, "Oh, I throw out this man and I'll bring in another." Oh, I don't like my kids, I'll just throw them at the state,
Yep. The state will fix everything.
Yeah. And that's the problem. People don't understand. The founders knew. They warned against dependency. They warned that charity should be reserved for the deserving.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with helping people that want help themselves. Hey, what's up, Anime Night?
It's the Anime
Night.
Hello.
So, hey, now that we got everybody here, me and David did a test run on just the Rumble Studio, and it went pretty well. So, the only thing I have yet to figure out is how I can give Lape access so that he can start the show if need be. So that's going to be the hard part, but we'll see.
I think you can appoint team members in premium.
That's going to be the goal. As soon as I can get around to doing that, I'm going to do it.
But you got to check. I think it's called team members. I think it's in your account setting.
Okay, I'll look. But that's, as of right now, everything went pretty smooth. Everything was great. I mean, some things were odd placing, but whatever.
I mean, that's fine. It'll work. You have to make it work, because the alternative is
$500. It's like $100 in learning a new thing, or $500 and keep using the same old thing.
Which is what they do. They lure you in with cheap prices.
Yeah.
They get you dependent on their features.
Oh my gosh, are you serious, Tommy? StreamYard planning another price hike. That's ridiculous.
Man.
Last year I skated in just underneath the radar and got this past year at the
It hasn't even been
price.
12 months. And they're hiking.
That's ridiculous.
I heard.
I want to say they had only owned it for 3 months when they did the price hike.
Well, I heard
somebody bought them.
Yeah, they sold. StreamYard sold off about a year ago. Well, about a year and 3-4 months ago, and then it went to these new people, and literally the first thing they did was price hike.
Yep, it's usually what happens. Trying to get their money back.
Yep,
and it's usually short term thinking.
Yeah,
because they'll probably they'll if a lot of people drop off, they'll squeeze enough value out to get some of their money, and then they'll sell the rest. To get the rest.
Yeah.
And then it'll get worse.
They when we first started doing this, it was $220 a year.
Yeah.
Now it's 400, and now it's like
so that's what
$18
a month, something like that.
What?
Yeah. 220. What is that? $18 a month?
It was 20. Well, no, it was 20. It was 25. It was $25 a month.
When he got it, it was 20 when I got it.
But if you paid the annual, they gave you 2 months for free.
Gotcha.
So you paid like $220 some dollars,
Right.
and it was for the year, and then you got 2 months for free. So you were technically only paying for 10 months.
Right.
Now it's doing down. Now they're doing they upped it to 45. But if you pay for the year, you only have to do
25% off.
Yeah. So hold on.
Now I heard a rumor. This is because data centers in some states are getting hit with water bills, particularly in California.
Instead of making the rest of us pay for it, yeah, they should.
I'm paying I was paying the full year, but yeah, I feel you on that, dude. Well, when they price hiked it, dude, it was so far out of my budget. I was like, dude, that's ridiculous. You know, a $220 was like, it was a hit, but I mean, it wasn't something I couldn't dig out from. But $500, that's ridiculous.
Oh, that's more than double then.
Yeah.
And then consider me. That's almost a month. That's almost the entire month's income for me, you know?
Yeah.
45 times 12 is 540. So
don't forget, I got to pay.
Don't
forget I also got to pay foreign transaction tax fee on that as well. So
it's $450 because when you do that, when you pay for the year, you get 2 months for free. So you pay $450 for that. Now, if you did $450 divided by 12, I mean that's only $37.50 a month.
Yeah, but you went from $20 to so it's $17, almost $18 more. I mean, you're almost a 90% increase.
Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous,
but they're
dude.
passing
in the first year, right? It's not like it's
they're passing the cost
10% a year.
This is the problem. They take over a company and then they pass over the cost of their takeover to us.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm
not
saying.
Why you take over a company. But because
they're trying to get their value out quickly. It sounds like they're going to sell it in a couple of years.
Their pension
$20.83 a month. The old one.
Yeah, they said by 2050, pension funds will have bought every company in the United States, every home in the United States, and they still won't make enough to pay the pensions. That's the problem because these funds, it's this mentality of constant growth, right? Every year I have to have a pay rise. Every year I have to get more.
1667
you run out of companies to buy. You run out of revenue.
Yeah. Well, every year you get inflation, right? Inflation's not zero. So,
but the inflation is
$20.
The inflation is caused by everybody every year putting everything up automatically.
Well, that and borrowing.
Yeah, that and borrowing. Yes,
borrowing is the biggest driver of it.
They need you to be in debt.
So countries borrow with their fiat currency.
The system requires you to be in debt so it could pay the pensions today.
Fractional lending, and now. Yeah, I mean, we had minor inflation in the U.S. until they had the Federal Reserve, and then it's just gone up. They've been able to hide it for a long time, but I don't know if it ever went backwards. I don't know if we've ever had deflation. You'd have to take money out of circulation, but this is why the tax, the tax, income tax in the U.S., and it's probably true in other countries that print their own currency, is not for revenue. It's to take money out of circulation. Otherwise, you would have rampant runaway inflation because they keep creating more dollars.
Tommy says they're working with YouTube, and as far as I can discern, trying to force smaller channels out. Yeah, dude, I think so too.
Yes, Tommy. I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not, but because Google by 20 again, for some reason 2050 seems to be their magic number these days. By 2050, Google won't be able to build any more data centers. And they've already floated the idea of limiting video backlogs to 10 years. And they're now looking at channels. If that you can't get to, say, 500 viewers in a year, this is the alleged rumor that they're no longer going to recommend you. And for now, they're hoping that enough people passively drop out of YouTube that they won't keep creating new content. YouTube
that's
needs
crazy.
less content. They're trying to squeeze people out. Well, it wouldn't be a problem if they didn't skew the algorithm to funnel people to their MK Ultra, where YouTube is not the only one, where they pick a winner and funnel everybody's recommended to those few winners that they like.
Yeah. Well, maybe they should stop supporting 4K video too. HD is all you get. Maybe Ultra HD, so maybe 2K. That's a lot. The difference between going from HD to 4K and say 30 frames per second to 60 is huge.
Oh, the huge data size between 720 and 1024.
Yeah.
It's huge size difference.
But you could stay at HD 1024 by 1040.
No, they use scaling. Everything's stored at 720 and scaled.
Yeah, it's 280 by 1024.
Yeah.
But you could say no faster than 30 frames per second. And that would make a big difference.
That's the problem.
And I tend to post in 24 frames per second because I want a more cinematic look. But there's some videos I've seen, they're 60, 80 frames per. I mean, they're crystal clear, but man, they're burning my bandwidth just to watch them. But that would save them a lot of, in other words, because it used to be when I first started, it was long before Google bought them, and you could upload a video, but it wouldn't retain HD. It would be 720p until you had, I think you had to have so many uploads and so many views. I don't remember anymore. And it took me a while to get that. And then I was able to have things in HD, but not granted. I only have an HD camera. Now, phones and stuff, people are uploading shorts that have got 4K video from their phones. And, and I, even when I convert, I tend to do 24 frames per second. And because granted, I don't need crystal clear. I'm not recording a hummingbird flying by, and I don't need to see their wings in every frame. So,
yeah, Tommy, I know what you mean. They're shadow banning a lot of people. They are literally trying to squeeze out. They don't want any more content creators. They're trying to squeeze people out.
And that happened. What he's saying there happened to me. I was looking at my stats.
Yeah.
Like 2 months ago, my views were going up steadily. Yeah. I was getting subscribers. And I pinged over 2,000 subscribers. I was going up, and then it's just like a cliff. It just and what's crazy is I was posting less often, so I was keeping a similar schedule, which is and what's goofy is like vidIQ is still watching my channel. It's like, oh, people that I should be posting like 3 days a week. Well, I don't. I've recorded some stuff I haven't edited yet, but when I was posting like essentially once a week, I got more channel growth. And now granted, someone found a video of mine from like 13 years ago and posted a comment on it today. I don't know how they found it. It was a goofy thing I was doing in my backyard years and years ago. But yeah, and it's not only that, it's they started limiting the type of content. They started saying you couldn't have gun content, couldn't be shooting.
Yet there's still, I know. Hold on. I know they said no gun content except for those few existing channels in certain states.
There's several people that get to post gun content, and nothing ever happens to them.
Yeah.
So, but again, you look at some stuff too that they were, your NBC News and all this started putting stuff on there, and it started to get more commercialized. In the U.S., it's very different than if you hook up the VPN and say I'm coming from Holland or wherever, you get completely different stuff. Same with Netflix. And Netflix too is like more and more and more. It's only their content. The movies that you used to be able to watch, you don't have anymore, aren't out there anymore. If they're on Amazon Prime, there's $2.99 to $5.99. So you get Amazon content. You can't get CDs anymore, DVDs, any of that stuff. I should say Blu-ray. The promise was every movie. I remember a commercial back in the 90s. They were promising every movie ever made in every language, and that is there. They could actually, even before all the AI hubbub, and now it's like they're building these data centers to run AI stuff. And to your point, they're burning through. They're passing that cost on to people because they're not paying the electric bill. They're getting tax incentives, and they're building some of these data centers where water is extremely scarce. They're building them out in the desert in Texas and Arizona
because they're cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap land because it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's like they're going to drill down and spoil the water table for everybody. We had they were saying Bitcoin, which I didn't think they were. I didn't think Bitcoin was still being mined. I thought they were all found. But they build that. They build something like that. They put a well 600-700 feet down, and they'll drain the aquifer, and we'll be out of water. So,
and we'll start having ground collapses because the ground if the ground is too dry, it collapses,
and that's happened in California.
Yeah.
So
it's happening in China right now. It's happening in parts of the world.
So, and they won't care, and then if something happens, they have to move the data center somewhere else. They'll get some other government lackey who will get a loan, right? And underneath, to your point about all of it's not the pension funds that'll own this stuff. They will indirectly through BlackRock. Yeah. And where's BlackRock getting their money? They get it from the IMF. Yeah. Again, it's fiat currency that they take this worthless cash and they turn it into real assets.
Yeah, I meant pension. You're right. It is pension funds through BlackRock.
And Vanguard, BlackRock, Vanguard, and Blackstone, right?
All funded by the International Mafia Fund. I mean, excuse me, the Monetary Fund.
Yeah. Well, and where do they get their money? They get it from the Fed, who prints it without governmental appropriation,
without oversight or approval.
Right. But actually, they don't print it. They just go on a computer and say,
"What's the point of having a treasury if you can't control your own currency?"
But remember, Channel Dad. If you and me started printing money, we would be hauled in the not the friendly jail, the ultra jail where they kill the crap out of you for 3 hours.
That's why Bitcoin. They tried to do that. That's why Bitcoin was decentralized, so that no one nation could apply a law to it. They could just say, "Well,"
and why there was a fixed number, right, of Bitcoins. And if I could log into my bank as a teller. And I said, I've deposited $10 million because really they don't print it anymore. They just do electronic stuff. They just log in and say, you need $10 billion. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they count out the zeros and they hit send. Poof, you have magic money. And if any of us even, if we did that, we would be in prison because, when you run the scam, you have to make sure no one else runs it too.
That's right.
Yep. And when you run a scam, expect people to take a little bit for themselves.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, evaporation.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
transaction fees. Oh, I'm sorry. They're just transaction fees.
Yep. And it's like, we're skimming the casino.
Yeah.
Great. What's going to stop the other guy who you hired from taking a little of him for himself on the side?
But he's allowed to. It's called a commission.
Take it off the top.
No, unless you're caught. But here's the thing, and we all know this. It's not that liberals hate success. They hate success in others.
Yeah, big time.
Okay? If you're more successful than them, they hate you. Okay? It's the party of greed and envy.
Yep.
Biden, Obama, drone strike. Trump, as far as we know, has only done 1 or 2 in the last week. And yet they have a hissy fit over that.
And he's not targeting American citizens, unlike
Obama, while he's been sworn in, was having military action. He He pulled the commander-in-chief card every day of his administration.
Yeah. Well, he killed American citizens on foreign soil without due process.
That's called an extrajudicial murder. But when Trump takes out a foreign terrorist, no, due process. Yeah.
Yep.
Their argument is if he knew the drug boat was coming to America, they should have interdicted it in American waters and gave them due process. No, bro. Due process went out the window when they started deliberately selling narcotics they knew that within 3 to 5 years would kill their customers. Why? Because they make money on the back end bringing in migrants to replace you. You've been systematically murdered for 40 years and your government has systematically ignored it. Trump is the first president. Okay? It's not a Republican or Democrat thing. This is a uni-party thing where the establishment has decided, sorry, Anime Night, you're the wrong color.
Yep.
I'll be like, well, then I will gladly.
Kiss my grit, said Appalachia. Isn't that right?
Well, if they told me, sorry, we can't hire you because you're not the right skin color, I'd be like, well, then I will happily get you fired.
No.
Yeah. Bye.
Disney's hey,
and they just take their business card and just be like, hello HR, hello civics person. Yes, this is that, and they were being racist.
What does every failing video game franchise right now have in common at Anime Night? Do you know?
They are pushing an agenda, not focusing on story, character development.
Why is that? Because all of them are in California with majority women on the board. Thanks to DEI.
LWW.
Yeah, DEI.
Liberal white
affirmative
women.
action. They're all in California. They're having a hissy fit because Hollow Knight sequel came out with at a price tag of $20.
$20?
Yeah.
Even the racist can afford that.
Well, that's the point. Stop being broke. Get good.
Wow. Should we go on about Disney trying to get white men to come back?
Oh,
They failed miserably. They're like,
they want white men as long as they're Pac-Man or Hog.
Yeah. They want the money. They don't want the male audience back. They want the money that the male audience represents. Well, you told them for years that if you don't like it, don't watch it. So they said, okay, fine, we won't.
Deal accepted.
Yeah, those terms are acceptable. Goodbye. I was watching a video that kind of showed was it just some guy's video that was talking about it? It's like in the 80s and then part of the 90s. It was kind of a male-ish oriented brand, and then it started to change. Turn of the century, the shows that they were doing, and Montana and all that stuff. Yeah. And then it became more of a female brand, and then I think they bought Marvel and Star Wars with the intention of destroying them both.
Oh, and get this, they Disney bought WWE.
Yep.
Oh, well then
and
Disney
get that money.
And guess what? They got it before GTA 6 came out. We just witnessed this by WWE before GTA 6 came out.
So speaking of GTA 6, I saw where if you started saving $10 a month now, by the time it comes out, you'll be able to pay cash for it. It was like $10 or $12 a month.
But it's not going to come out for another year. How much is this game going to be?
They're looking at somewhere between $120 and $150.
Yeah, for GTA 6 Girl Boss.
No. That's the basic. The Girl Boss edition is $220.
Oh my gosh!
It's got all the. It's well, actually, I think they call it platinum, but it's basically the girl boss edition. They got
Supergirl boss.
All exclusive outfits for the female protagonists. All right. So obviously, who's the main star? Who's the main star?
I've been calling it girl boss since the first trailer. And people are like, "Oh no, it's not going to be no." I think part of what it delayed is they've tried to take some of the wokeness out.
Hey, just real quick, we got a little bit of breaking news, if you will. Apparently, 6 hours ago, share screen. Apparently, 6 hours ago, Florida has removed the LGBTQ plus travel section from its wholesome website, tourism website. Yay!
I don't know exactly what that means.
That means they're gonna stop advertising gay stuff.
Yeah.
They'll take that to mean gays aren't welcome.
Has outlawed lab-grown meat.
What, David?
Speaking of gay stuff, Texas has officially outlawed lab-grown meat.
Oh, he's just speaking of gay stuff.
Oh yeah, where is that? I don't think I can. There we go.
That means you're gay.
Lab-grown meat.
Yeah, you don't have the guy saying "gay." Right?
I do have. Hang on.
Yeah,
It's a soundboard.
Yeah.
You serious, Clark?
How about no?
Shut up, Mick.
Liar!
Nice set of hooters you got there.
Gay!
Zip it.
I'll zip it.
Allegedly. Critics of the law.
Kind of retarded. Come on, man.
That's what he's saying to Owen now.
Yeah.
That is neat.
There you go. There's a nice.
That is neat. Oh, good for you.
Because how do I?
Texas will be the seventh state.
I left the clown horn.
Yeah.
Windows shutdown noise.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, I just got one thing to say.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit.
Wing. Will be the seventh state to ban lab-grown. Florida, I think.
Good.
Now, critics claim that lab-grown meat takes away your right to choose what you eat, which is the same argument. Is that not the argument we heard yesterday about RFK going after food coloring?
Yeah.
That's a huge bitch.
But here's the problem. You're not given the choice.
You're laughing too hard.
The Texas law is there because the people behind the lab-grown meat aren't telling you it's lab-grown meat. They're not giving you that option. And not all lab-grown meat is the same. Yes, there are some that use cell cloning, but not all. Some of it is basically, here's a chemical concoction. We'll call it plant-sourced, and we'll put it in a blender and then sublime it into a meat mold.
Mark it with an M.
Hey, why does Anime Night look like the dad from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
That's a new one. That's actually a new one.
That's going into the clip.
I smell cosplay.
Believe me, if I could, I would.
I noticed you were sitting there and like your eyes looked like they were closed.
My sister said I should go as
my
sister says she goes Mario next. She says she goes Mario next year. She
It's
said
a me.
it's a me.
It's Mario.
Because I do have a mustache
from Japan.
I do have it going, so all I gotta do is get the hat and the outfit, and then there we go.
And the $100 price tag. You gotta put that big price tag up on your chest. Yeah, it's Mario, $100.
More like 1 billion. and see how they that.
I just thought it was really funny. I saw it, I was like, oh wow.
You're
Anyway.
$1 million. Yeah. I don't know why. Every time I shave my beard, people are like, "Hey, I like the stash." Every time I shave my beard, and it's like, "Oh, you like the stash, but you didn't like the beard." Okay, I see where your priorities are.
The suit's
I get
trying to
quite
convey.
opposite. I get quite
Yeah,
opposite. If I shave my beard, I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a man.
Actually, people are like, "There's no," and this really creeps me out sometimes whenever I hear this. It's like, wait a minute, you can't be 33. You look like you're 17. Wow, way to out yourself as a PDF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot
Don't
about
you
being.
just hate? I mean, if it's for my friends, it's one thing. And I'm comfortable with it, like you guys, and of course others as well. It's one thing. But if it's somebody I don't know, and it's like,
And so, hey, look.
clearly,
Yeah. But I'd rather call you baby face. Yeah. I think the term baby face is acceptable, but you know, everything else.
Actually,
Baby
when
face is acceptable.
I put the wig on and everything, I made a few people turn heads. They're like, that can't be him. That can't be him. And now
I put on the wig.
Now you know what I would look like with longer hair. Now you'll know what I look like.
No. He puts on his Greta wig so he could say, He-Man.
No, more like the berries and cream guy from the Skittles.
From Dutch Boy.
Or Lord Farquaad. You know what? If Greta was
definitely
4 feet,
the Farquaad.
if Greta was 4 feet tall with that hairstyle, she would pull off a perfect gender bent Farquaad.
What do you mean gender bent? I thought Farquaad was a was a man.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one.
That's a man, baby.
No. I am gonna stop myself right here. I am not gonna disrespect the late great Freddie Mercury. I am not gonna disrespect him.
No,
we already have
Freddie Mercury.
We already have Lord Farquaad as the replacement, so I'm happy.
I don't know why people want to go after Freddie Mercury now. I mean, everybody knew he played both. He was married to a woman, and yet he played for both, and he had a nasty habit. Okay, we knew that, right?
No, the joke was going to be it was going to be Freddie Mercury should have been in that meme as well, because he did have that hair. He did have the hair, but I feel like that would be a major.
I know
that would be a major disservice to her. Yeah. It would be a major disservice to him.
Because in later years he dropped the hair. He knew he did it. He did it for the 60s shock value.
Hey, Anime Night, you're into metal, right?
Yeah.
Like hard rock metal, whatever. Amy Lee from Evanescence. Have you heard the new that new song that she put out? Her and Courtney LaPlante and Poppy and Amy Lee. It's called End of You.
I will have to give it. I'll have to give it a check.
It sounds pretty good. I've always loved Evanescence. I thought they were a stellar band.
I am very happy for Amy, for Lizzie Hale and them. They hold their own. They have proven that they can hold their own.
In this moment with was that Maria Brink or whatever?
Yeah, I give credit where credit is due. I mean, yeah, we have Jonah Jett still, and
I've seen her in concert,
and Stevie Nicks. We still have, and of course the wonderful ladies from Vixen and everything.
Yeah,
we still have them, and of course Reba McEntire. Can't forget about her. Can't forget, classic legend. Who and Dolly Parton both earned their stripes. Both.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People are like, oh, you just hate women because they're in rock metal.
No,
I don't hate them. I'm actually impressed. I actually like their music.
It's
Taylor Swift I don't like.
A good, it's not
give me Lizzie Hale, give me Amy, give me all the other ladies over Taylor Swift, Cardi B, and Katy Perry all day, every day.
Exactly.
Katy Perry is such a fake. Okay, she only has one good song.
There's this video I saw of Psy singing one of her songs, and there's a shot of Katy Perry. She looked like she aged drastically, and I'm and she was barely unrecognizable because she had her hair back and everything. And I'm like, I didn't even realize that was her. I had to take a double look.
Dreaded crab shortage.
Well, I'm like, man, Katie. I take it you're running out of that.
What's the matter? You missed your drug pay. You missed your payments. You missed your child.
Hey, what's up, Willie Greg?
Hi, Ola.
Willie's in the house. Don't run for AfD political office in Germany. Greta is the height of intellectual political maturity in Europe. A grade school dropout with limited intellect. Hey, speaking of the UK, have you guys seen this where they're talking about like 100 Americans versus 100 people from UK who would win in a fight? And everybody's like, let's just put 100 people from the UK against one Florida man. Somebody was like, put 100 people from UK against three good, well-armed Texas men. It's just a bunch of stuff like that. It was really funny. The comment section was hilarious. There was something else I think I sent you guys. Let's see. I sent it over on X the other day. Something about Seattle.
Seattle.
Yes. So apparently, the Supreme Court ruled that parents would have an option to opt their children out of learning certain curriculums that have to do with things that they might not agree with. One being LGBTQ, all that stuff. All right. Now, apparently, Seattle Public Schools are under fire because they are continuing. They are not
automatically opt out.
Yeah, they're not allowing people to opt out of it.
So you're not allowed to opt out of LGBTQ. You don't have the right to opt out of the jab. You don't have the right to opt out of lab-grown meat, and you don't even have the right to know if it's lab-grown meat, so the state has to ban it because you don't have the right to know what's in your food. Yet liberals are somehow arguing that Trump is limiting freedom of choice.
Exactly. I don't understand. Like, where does that come?
Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's pure Orwellian.
Yeah. It's stupid. It literally is just completely pointless. I don't get it.
Well, Seattle has a $30 billion budget blowout. And it's like, people are asking, what? I thought California had a blowout. You know, that was bad because California had a $40 billion blowout. But Seattle on its own having a $30 billion blowout? Where's all this money going? Well, they're literally paying hotels to shelter homeless to hide the homeless figures.
Exactly.
And who are the biggest donors in Seattle to the Seattle City Council?
Liberals.
Hotels.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle has also been sued for wildfires and air quality because people don't know this, but Seattle is surrounded by lots of green land. It's actually owned by the Seattle City Council. They bought all this land and have never developed it.
Yeah,
because they want their green space, but their green space somehow keeps catching fire. I mean, it's obviously climate change and not the fact that 99% of fires are arson. Except in Arizona. Arizona, I could definitely believe a natural fire. But not in Seattle.
So a lot of people in the comment section are obviously going after Seattle, which rightfully so. I mean, like I said, they don't want want everything to be handed to them, everything they want. But when the right get something through, it automatically that's that there.
Everything
They're
the left does is
Yahtzees, they're
automatically
this, they're that,
good.
whatever.
Yeah, they have to. Even if the right does the same thing later, like Trump with a drone strike, they have to challenge everything, because we have to talk truth to power. We have to hold people accountable.
Yeah. If you combine four pride flags, you get the ultimate pride flag.
Exactly. The ultimate pride flag.
Here, let me hit you with the good one. Right here.
Nazi fags.
Thank you, Mr. Biden. Oh, speaking of Biden, his cancer has spread.
Uh-oh.
Is he dead yet?
Wow. That was out of left field. Holy crap.
But the left is in a civil war. The left is in a civil war because all of Biden's advisors have been asked, how does the guy get that stage where, how does the guy go from no cancer to stage 4 cancer in one day?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, look, call me conspiracy theorist. I'm pretty sure he died in Las Vegas. And they're just keeping him alive.
You mean he went to the Xi Jinping clinic? China has bragged that they can bring back somebody from death up to an hour, which is yet to be proven, though the record, I believe, is 11 minutes. But yeah, people have died and been brought back to life. It's just at what cost? Okay?
I don't know.
Biden is obviously being kept alive by a cocktail of drugs that you and I can't afford, let alone have access to.
Yes.
But my father was on interferon, and it kept him alive for 6 months. But if given the option, he stopped, and we know what happened the day after when he stopped. And I reckon Biden's on the same thing. He's getting a cocktail of drugs, which they call interferon, but it's not interferon. It's a cocktail. Okay, interferon's just the base they use. There's no known cure for stage 4 cancer. They've had remissions in stage 3, but I don't think they can point to anybody and say, stage 4 cancer to 0 on this drug. No drug. Okay, all these marijuana conspiracy theorists out there, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that marijuana cures cancer, because if it did, Biden would be huffing more than Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah. What's the U.S. Open? What is that?
That's tennis.
I see it's trending. What?
Tennis.
Oh, cool. Do we care about tennis?
Not really. Do you?
Okay. I don't. I just saw that it was trending and thought it'd be interesting to maybe post a comment on something that was trending. Along with Hometown. I don't know what Hometown is.
Now, Hometown trend.
Let's look at
that one. I haven't heard.
Yeah.
Oh, in case you're wondering, the only people who lab grow meat in the United States is Up Foods, and they're in California. Surprise!
Ta-da!
Hometown is it's a lifestyle brand.
Oh. Time to send the scoop. Soylent Green reference. Don't you mean Big Mac? Yes.
Yeah, Hometown's a brand.
Okay. Well, I posted. Oh, we just jumped up to 60 some viewers because I commented, or I sent out a X post with Hometown in it and something else. So the U.S. Open. I mentioned something about the U.S. Open. I mean, that's cool. Tennis.
I don't know what's happening with the U.S. Hold on, U.S. Open. Why is it trending?
I don't know.
Other than the fact it's semifinals.
U.S. Open. Yeah, the U.S. Open is definitely still trending.
Yeah,
it's back in the U.S. Open final.
Still going on.
Good for these guys.
I haven't seen the U.S.
Oh.
Open since Venus Williams.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's trending because Carlos was wearing a pink tank top, and he scored some points against Novak.
Oh, yay.
Everybody's saying that Carlos humiliated Novak. Why? Because Carlos is, ta-da, wearing a pink tank top. Nah, really? He's LGBTQ.
Really?
What gave that away? It's the only reason why it's trending.
I heard the NHL is getting rid of that stuff, and I'm like, good. Now if we can make it, NHL is supposed to be a contact sport.
Well, the government's not supposed to push a religion, right?
Actually, it's more of a cult.
Same dog. They're not supposed to push a cult either.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Sorry, Satanists. Separation of church and state applies to you too, Satan.
But I just saw that it was trending. I figured it was something we could talk about. I don't know anything about it other than the one dude looks like Trevor off of GTA, except not as white trash.
Yeah.
I don't follow tennis. Like tennis, I guess is cool. I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. Comment if you like tennis. Tell me why. I mean, it's super athletic. I'm not gonna knock it. I could not run around like that. But
press 1 if you like the female grunting.
hey, press 2 if you just like. Press 2 if you like. If you like tennis.
Well, the only time the last time I watched tennis, it was back in 2001. It was the U.S. Open. It was Serena Williams versus Venus Williams in the finals of that time.
Well, Trump signed some more execs.
It was the weekend before. It was the weekend. It was 4 days before 9/11. And it was a really good game. I was actually impressed. But when I look at it now, I'm like, I can barely keep up with it. I've regressed to like golf and hockey and baseball and football.
I've never been able to get into golf. I've never tried to play it, so I don't know anything about it.
This is a weird one. I'm looking at something here. I'm trying to figure it out. Trump signed an executive order creating state sponsor of wrongful detention designation. This means this is a designation to penalize countries that wrongfully imprison Americans. This is basically to defer illegal detention, that encourage them to release, that's the face automatic severe penalties of economic sanctions, visa restrictions. This is what he did with Hamas and others, basically saying, hey, these people detained Americans in the past illegally, hostage takers, so they were banned from entering the United States. It's not just Mohammed Hibi in Afghanistan. This targets those funding Hezbollah, Hamas, Al-Qaeda, and other organizations as well. And it basically a whole range of people who've conducted, let's say, kidnappings and other actions in the past that led to the detention of Americans. They now face, basically, as long as Trump's in office, a ban, basically, against you entering the United States and other sanctions. He's also signed other executive orders, less impressful, like he's lowered the tariffs on Japan. He increased the U.S. tariffs on India to 50%, and India says, F you, we're still going to buy Russian oil, we're still going to sell them arms. I mean, allegedly, India denies it's selling arms to them through third parties, despite the fact that Amnesty International, no friend of Trump, has pointed this out. But yeah, the tariff rate has been adjusted, which has again upset the market because they like predictability. You mean you like the market being rigged in your favor?
Yep.
But I think the best own of the week goes to RFK.
Oh,
Senator.
yeah.
Senator, you've been sitting there for how long? And you've watched American gain weight and get sickest and become the sickest nation in the world. What? How dare you lecture me? Exactly. How dare you, sir?
Bernie Sanders was the most hilarious
Called
part of
out.
it.
I thought it was Elizabeth Warren called out for getting $1 million.
Well, yeah, but Bernie Sanders apparently mentioned on accident how much everyone is getting from.
I watched that.
Yeah,
because he's on that list.
Night, and I'm like, oh my god! I bet everybody that glared at him.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he got some serious hate.
No, Bernie. I think Bernie's.
I would have been like, hey, Bernie, hey, Congress, where is my Where's my pension? Where's my $454 million pension?
Yeah, I think Bernie when he found out. I think when Bernie found out Ilhan Omar got 30 million, he that's it. Boom, blew it like he's blown a gasket. So, like I said, they hate success in others, right? If Bernie got paid off, he would be silent.
Also, I cheered when Jerry Nadler
that man
retired.
has no morals.
Yeah, me too.
I cheered like good. He was like this. He was like he was looked like he was about to waddle like a penguin. And I'm like, come on, you can do it. You gotta waddle that tub of body there, Nadler. Yeah, penguin.
RFK called out Tylenol, and the shares tanked. They've been
it reminds me of that scene.
Has been sitting on a report that linked the drug to autism, and when he released it, they all had a hissy fit because they can't question it. Oh, you questioned RFK for questioning the science? Say, release the report with the science on autism.
That's like that scene
that they've been sitting on.
That's like that scene.
Blumenthal, Warren knew this for 20 years, folks. They knew for 20 years that it was.
It's like that scene from the movie Fun with Dick and Jane, the Jim Carrey version, where Jim Carrey he's on live TV on the news, and the one person gives him the hardball question, and Jim Carrey freezes, and then Global Dine stock market. It's kind of like that in a sense, and I'm like, I think we found our.
Blumenthal, how dare you question the science? RFK, show me the science.
Hey, speaking of RFK, something just posted just a few hours ago. RFK is set to reveal that Tylenol usage during pregnancy and maybe be linked to autism.
And they sat on that report for 20 years.
Yeah. Wow.
How many other reports has the Health and Human Services sat on?
That is ridiculous, dude. That is crazy.
Not just Tylenol. They're talking about, he's not talking about vaccines being bad. He's talking about specific vaccines being bad and specific reports on vaccines being covered up.
Yeah.
Not every drug can be used on every person. The people are not equal. We have different biologies. Okay? And it's not just based on skin color either. You can have two people from the same town having just one slight difference, and a cancer drug won't work on them. So they throw out the entire cancer drug instead of saying this drug only works for people with this genetic profile. But because, Tylenol may work for certain people, but it should have never been approved for pregnant women or women in general.
Yeah.
There have been drugs linked. There have been chemicals linked to breast cancer. Why aren't the women's group demanding these drugs be exposed? Crickets. And then who funds Go Pink? George Soros. I think next week we're going to hear a lot about Mr. Soros. I think Trump has brought it up. The decline of Soros's net worth since US aid has been cut off. That's a coincidence, right, Anne Knight? It's just a coincidence, right? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, probably.
But Soros, yeah. The big question is Warren Buffett. Oh, Warren Buffett. I didn't know this. Warren Buffett asked this interesting question. Why is it that billionaires enjoy have a 20% higher lifespan than average Americans? Well, geez, I wouldn't have... They get to afford the clean food, right? Anybody remember Fight Club? Don't recommend the clam chowder, sir. It's not on the clean food list. American billionaires, 1 in 5 are in their 80s. Or wow. And this is the fact that Warren Buffett enjoys 2 cans of Coke a day, 1 cherry and 1 regular. And he eats Big Macs. So obviously it's not fast food. He gets fast food from he gets clean food, right?
Probably.
But I think Trump calling out Soros and whether or not RICO will apply to him will be wow. And of course, the left are going after him, claiming he's an autocrat. Wait a minute. You have Bernie Sanders saying we have to go after the oligarchy. Trump says, okay, I'll go after the top oligarch, George Soros. And everybody says, no, that's not what we meant. Really, Brady?
Right.
You used to be about the billionaires and millionaires until you became one. And it's just a million and 1% the 1%. Oh, yeah, sorry, Tommy. Saw that. Twitter. Yes, there's a lot of Twitter going on Twitter at the moment. Because all the people coming back from Blue Sky because they've got nobody paying attention to them. Nobody's reading their posts on Blue Sky, so they're going back to Twitter.
Apparently, in Canada, a trans-identified male has been arrested after breaking into a family home and assaulting a toddler.
Just a coincidence. The police chief said, well, when somebody breaks in, you should give them everything they want. Everything they want. They won't harm you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Police Chief, down in Texas, we used to have a cure for that. Got a rope. So you should not call yourself a police chief.
Elon Musk is quoted: "Trans-sex hormone drugs are driving extreme violence and should be banned."
Booyah! Well, there seems to be a strange pattern recognition going on that the mainstream media doesn't like. It's not that we're wrong, it's just that they don't like our results of our pattern recognition. How many trans shooters now?
Yeah. Canadian Police Chief Jim McSween is now telling citizens that if they're ever faced with a home invasion, they should just comply with the assailant. Yeah. Completely opposing proposal for castle law that would protect citizens who defended themselves.
And Alberta's response is, let's join America. Yeah. But you know you're in trouble when Quebec is talking about seceding.
Yeah.
You're going to lose. Canada's going to be cut in half soon. I mean, it's long overdue, right? It's long overdue. Canada was having talks back in the Clinton days. I'm sure Channel Dad remembers the North American Trade Union.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Canada dissolving.
that blunder, and they're like, and how they got exposed. It's like,
Well, NAFTA and all that.
How did that happen? How did that happen? Oh.
Yeah, but it turned out to be a big free trade scam But the thing is, what it exposed is for a long time, Canada's had tariffs on US goods in order to stay afloat. And a lot of people says, well, wouldn't it be just better if Canada just dissolved? If Canada's insolvent, why should
this is on the comment section underneath.
Chippy approves.
The desire to chip intensifies.
Chippy approves.
That's fact.
What's that, Mr. Chippy? You're hungry.
And then here's another one.
That's wrong.
And then somebody else posted a GIF.
Well,
this just legalized crime for trans people.
yes, that is exactly what the Canada is doing, is legalizing crime. Just like Venezuela before it's been collapsed into communism.
All right, so what is the deal going on? Because Trump's got a bounty on him apparently, right? Or the leader of Venezuela has a bounty. Trump put a bounty on him.
Okay, he held a rigged election in which almost nobody voted, and that the majority of votes went straight into a furnace, and they announced North Korean style an absolute majority.
I'm pretty sure Steven Crowder was like, just send in a whole team of like one team of SEALs, and they'll take the whole country.
Now, look, the problem is the country's full of entitled borrowers who think that oil money, because oil revenue, or basically resources belong to the state, that oil revenue has to be dished out. And basically, that's great when oil revenue is high, but what happens when there's no oil revenue? The state has nobody working, okay? The majority don't work, okay? Drug gangs and militias rule the countryside. I mean, that's because when people can't commit crimes ordinarily, they become and they see how corrupt politicians are. Basically, you see a merger of organized crime and government become, it's inevitable.
Yeah. Are we gearing up for something? 5 hours ago, Pete Hegseth posted this. And if you don't know Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense, but I'm gonna click play. There's no audio.
Yeah, I know what it says.
Oh,
yeah.
What does that mean?
Trump wants to go back to calling it the War Department, which was before 1947.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact he said yesterday that that China has an undeclared war against the United States, and that Venezuela is the current front line. I'm sure it has nothing to do with that. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with Lula being mysteriously missing from the talks in Shanghai.
Yeah. Let's see. Ron DeSantis has dropped a bombshell demanding the complete abolition of property taxes across the United States. Please. Yes, please.
Yeah. once you bought your property, the government's collected its taxes. It shouldn't continue to pay taxes. But then the city council says, how will we maintain our high salaries? I mean, how will we maintain services?
Right.
Got it right the first time, didn't I?
Exactly.
What did I say?
Yeah.
When the people, when they can commit crime, don't commit crime. People when they can, and that does not apply to people rich or poor. And there's a study that shows that criminality is not linked to poverty. It's just that you see it more in poverty because there are more people who are poor than are rich. And rich people can afford nice lawyers and judges.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you really want to commit crime, first afford a judge, right? Now, Trump has expressed reservations over Florida on certain issues, but Trump did also say at the same time, if it can be done, why hasn't it been done? So that's a good question.
Right.
Yeah, if it can be done, why hasn't it? So it's in Florida. Ball's in Florida's court. But first, Florida also is ending vaccine mandates in schools. So they have been, and there's no legal justification for it. You can't force vaccines on people. Remember, folks, liberals keep talking about free choice, but so far they haven't offered us a single choice.
No. It's all about taking the choices.
I am not against lab-grown meat. I'm against the fact that they hide the fact that it's lab-grown meat. And they hide the fact that not all lab-grown meat is the same. Cell cloning is not dangerous. The dangerous part is these cocktails that they grow the meat out of. And that's what they won't disclose. And so if you're not giving us a choice. Now, Florida is under fire, saying that Florida's killing tourism because nobody showed up at Disney World on the long weekend.
Dude, right?
Yet, Orlando posted the highest figures ever, but guess where 90% of people went? To see Minions at Universal. So, sorry, Disney. It's not the DeSantis the problem. Florida's not have a tourist problem.
Yeah. I guess either I've got to roll out. Are you guys going to stay here, or y'all want to keep going, or what? It's getting close to 10:30.
Well, I was going to say, last thing is redistricting is coming up next week as well.
Oh, did they? I know Texas was looking into it. Did they ever get it?
Yeah, it passed in Texas.
All right, cool.
Now, because it passed in Texas, yesterday Missouri lawmakers began the process, and today Kansas announced that they're starting the process next week, and other states are going to follow. Next week, the key words are going to be redistricting and drone strikes.
Yay.
Hey, can we combine them both? Can we just line up some?
That would be pretty funny.
No, you got to elect the Democrat first.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Democrats, Jerry Nadler may be retiring this year.
I thought he was.
Is it confirmed?
I don't know. Anime Night said something about he like applauded.
Oh,
I don't know where he's at now,
it is
but
confirmed because Politico said unconfirmed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, earlier Anime Night. Earlier, you were talking about Jerry Nadler retiring.
Yeah,
it is confirmed. Good riddance.
Yeah, peace out. He can pass out and poop his diaper off company time now.
Yeah. He's not the only one, but he's the most famous to drop a deuce live on TV. Eric Swalwell dry farted. We think. Oh no! What will Jerry Nadler retiring? Oh no! The dry cleaners in DC are going to go broke. all those sharted pants that that they clean every week. Man, that man is a literally walking meme. I mean, obviously he's got some good medical care. Otherwise, he would be unable to walk.
So I'm watching. I was scrolling X. Apparently, there's a feud going on with Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and CM Punk. And apparently, last week, Becky Lynch got up in CM Punk's face. Well, this week, CM Punk started off saying, I would never hit a girl. He's like, but thankfully, I got somebody who will. And out comes his wife. Apparently, AJ Lee is back.
I saw that. I was like, yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Disney, Amazon, and Pepsi are all fuming. You know what? Well, sorry. Disney and Amazon Music and YouTube Music are all fuming at PepsiCo right now because K-pop is dominating the charts. Since the K-pop demon movie humiliated Disney yet again. Disney says, we can't make musicals. They don't make money. Boom. K-pop music video movie drops. Boom. $1 billion. They reckon it's going to make $1 billion. K-pop is dominating the charts.
Dude, Conor McGregor's trying to be president of Ireland.
People have been begging him for 2 years to do that.
Oh my gosh!
You should see some of the patriotic.
He posted on there, "Citizens of Ireland, it's time for real change. The time for real change is now. As president, I will not sign any bill into law until it goes back to the people first. If you want to see my name on a ballot for presidency, I urge you to contact your local county councilors today and ask them to nominate me."
Yeah, he's got to be nominated, yeah.
Yeah, our councilors are the backbones of communities and will work harder to deliver for the people of those who continue to fail the country time and time again. If you're a counselor, feel free to voice who feels your voice is ignored, your hands are tied, and your community is overlooked, and I ask you, stand with me. Nominate me, and I will give you the platform, the power to truly be heard. If you want to vote for McGregor, it starts now. Call your local counselor today and demand change.
It's like Nigel Farage in England. He had the biggest turnout for a political rally. 60. Well, the official number was supposed to be 60,000, but according to unofficial numbers, it's more like 160,000 turned up.
That's awesome. I'm so glad.
They're standing. I'm glad. I'm not saying that Ireland's never stood up for themselves. They have. The problem is they stood up for themselves to England and then turn around and join the EU. Trading empires is not standing up for yourself. All right? Changing masters is not standing up for yourself. And the Irish realise that now. That being part of the EU is not being an independent nation.
Yeah.
And EU is looking at losing Italy and other countries right now if they continue their support of Ukraine. Poland is 50%, 50-50, but Latvia and other countries are 60% against Ukraine. Hungary is sick and tired. They're saying that every issue has been pushed aside. Oh, we need more energy. No. We delay building new power stations to give more money to Ukraine. People are going cold in winter just so Zelensky can keep up his war.
Yeah.
Because
hey, man, I gotta run. It's 10:30.
All right.
I gotta run. Lape, are you staying on? No. All right. We're gonna have to roll. Hey, tomorrow morning we'll be live coffee and gaming. We're gonna play some Red Dead. So we'll come on back and stay tuned. David, put a pin in that, and we can save that conversation for tomorrow morning. We can keep going there. But I got to roll. So you guys have a great day. Take care. We'll be back next Friday night at 9 p.m. And then we're usually live on Saturday mornings for coffee and gaming. So like I said, check out all of our links. They're all down below. The link for David, the link for Channel Dad, the link for Anime Night, and all of our friends are listed down below in the description. So feel free to check all them out. And you guys have a great day. Take care, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jimbo.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. Fuck you, New World Order. Fuck you, Bill Gates.
I love you. You gotta do better than that. I love you.